Dave here. The layout you're about to see is in the greater Phoenix, Arizona area. After you've viewed the video, we'd appreciate your doing a couple of things. Number one, subscribe if you'd like to see more of what this video represents. Two, give us a thumbs up, assuming you like it. Always check the description below the video. Often you'll find links to items shown in the video. And most of all, leave a comment for us. Tell us what you think. We do look at all of them. Thanks for visiting, and we hope to see you on the next one.
Welcome to the Consolidated Colorado Rail Lines, built by Ron and Sherry Schroeder. The Consolidated Colorado Rail Lines is an excellent example of a backyard garden railroad. It consists of two separated loops, a shorter one placed slightly above the lower one, as they meander and wind their way around a beautifully landscaped backyard. The entire layout is elevated and supported by an eagle wings trackwork system, as you can see here. There are platforms for vignettes and little dioramas, and as we watch the cattle train go by, let's follow it around the layout. The cattle train heads off to the south, while the local passenger train loops around on the upper track. We follow it as it heads over towards the mining town and lumbering camps known as Tabasco. There's an interesting story about how the town of Tabasco got its name, and it seems that it was around the turn of the 20th century, so the 20s or 30s, and much of it started out due to mining, and then the timber industry grew because the mines needed the timbers, and thus the logging became an essential. Eventually, the timber industry also developed to supply timber throughout the entire region. Naming the town Tabasco came about because of the local labor dispute. The cook at the logging camp quit, and the food became so tasteless that the loggers took to dousing just about everything with Tabasco. When the Tabasco ran out, they went on a mock sit-down strike. The owner sent a special train to Denver to obtain a generous supply of this special commodity, and thus arose the name of the community, which was eventually incorporated. As the cattle train makes its return journey, we get to take a closer look at some of the detail Sherry has put into these buildings, the people, the cattle. We'll have some more of that later in this video. We return now to the upper track where we watch the local passenger train make its rounds. As the passenger train rides around on the upper track, we come across a logging train just parked on a siding, waiting to go for a ride. So, let's hop on board this train and take a circuit. Beginning here at the steakhouse, we get another close look at some of the dioramas that Sherry has put together. The details are incredibly fun, and they're seasonal, can easily be exchanged from season to season. It's the holiday season and Santa Claus is there on the shipping dock. We get a closer look at some of the dioramas that Sherry has put together. Being the winter season and this being a Colorado themed railroad, the use of white aquarium sand in place of snow gave the dioramas a beautiful, beautiful glistening white surface. After completing one circuit, we return back where we started to the steakhouse, and there we are met by the local sheriff. Boy, you don't want to mess with that guy. We have a chance here to see the details, wonderful things that they've put into their buildings, into the scenarios, the dioramas, and the locomotives are an added attraction to the other delightful things on the layout. Ron's advice to anyone who wants to get involved in the hobby is to just get started. Get a train running and then let the railroad grow organically. If it's ever finished, then you're finished with the hobby because it's not about having, It's more about doing. Ron and Sherry have been involved in the model train set since Ron was a boy. He's dabbled in S gauge, HO, N, O gauge, and G scale. He got started in G scale about 25 years ago and enjoys the big train show back when it was available on the Queen Mary. He's currently a dues pay member of the Orange County Garden Railroad Society in Orange County, California, and is also a member of Arizona Big Train Operators, and he's also involved with the West Valley Garden Railway Society. Ron's biggest motivators in enjoying the hobby is simply kicking back and watching the trains run as they weave in and out of his landscaping and go from one side of the yard to the other. I hope you have enjoyed this little visit to the Colorado Consolidated Rail Lines. We want to thank Ron and Sherry for sharing this with us. If you're interested in joining a club, find out what's locally available to you and get involved in the hobby. It's a lot more than just railroading. Thanks for watching. I'm Jim Gardner.
Getting started? Check the links below.